Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Indian politics, like politics of any other country, is murky, hateful, almost obscene. But when the murky becomes murkier, that is a shocking thing. The recent happenings in the northern state of Punjab, the border state, the province which was once the land of 5 rivers, now the land of 3 rivers, originally of 7 rivers, Sapat Sindhu, that was the old Sanskrit name of Punjab. It is a cradle of civilization. This was the place where Rig Veda was written. This is the place from where India ruled up to Iran, including Iran for some time. This was a place which was a restraining block for all the invaders, and that province, known for its integrity, for its entrepreneurship, for its honesty, is being now reduced to the level of a wrestling field where the wrestlers indulge in most insidious, detestable methods. The Congress party recently changed its chief minister, the premier is called chief minister in India, and that tells a sorry tale. When Amrinder won in Punjab, he led the Congress and they won out of 117 seats, 80 seats. But there has always been intestine warfare in that province. And a couple of party members rebelled against the chief minister for their selfish interest, especially after the government lost the sensitive cases in the High Court, which quashed its special investigation team's report, and asked the government to constitute another SIT, Special Investigation Team. And this judgment of the High Court sparked a row, which Congress leaders criticizing the government, then created a situation. Then a newly minted defector from BJP, a person who has supposedly links with Pakistan, he became, by manipulation, the president, Navjot Sidhu. He had always been vocal against the CM, accusing him of having a quid pro quo with a major opposition party. And naturally, a few MLAs and ministers sided with him. And then, I'm telling you the history, how it happened. And then Mrs. Gandhi constituted a committee to find out the matter. The committee listened to 150 leaders, including the ministers, MLAs, MPs, Navjot Sidhu, but did not take any action. They simply said that Navjot should be given a role, which he was given. But was High Court squashing the SIT the only issue? No. It's much more. And most of the things are not known to the people. The rumblings that started when the government fulfilled the first promise of extending the farm debt. The farm debts were waived by the government. Now this was a starting point. The government gave 5,000 crores. And that money, that 5,000 crores was shifted to the accounts of the farmers who were under debt. The MLAs could not tolerate it. They wanted to take the credit. So when the money was transferred directly, the MLA could not take the credit and could not take their cut out of that. Naturally, they live not on their salaries, but on the corruption. And when this means of corruption was wiped out by Amrinder, He could not tolerate it. So in the very first year of the government, these MLAs were saying that the bureaucrats are running the government and political leaders are ignored. Ignoring the fact that the farmers got 5,000 crores of rupees. There were other issues. Resentment was against Chief Minister for not taking action against Badal. Another factor was that the report of STF on drugs was not made public. It was submitted to the High Court, but the High Court did not release it. And they say, no, it's a fault of the government, the legal department. Then the government had not cancelled the controversial power purchase agreement, and the leaders were accusing the Chief Minister of having some interest, which he did not have, because cancelling those acts would have made electricity in Punjab much more expensive. That was the ceiling, and the CM did not want to break the ceiling. But the biggest row was, which nobody talks about, that there were dossiers on the MLAs, and they were with the Chief Minister. There were 24 MLAs who were indulging in corrupt criminal practices, and the dossiers were completed by the Intelligence Department. CM did not take any action, but these dossiers had complete information about sand mining, business, liquor, trade, transport business, and land trap cases. And those MLAs were afraid, there were 24 of them, that if this report is acted on, they might have to go to jail. So what did the government do? Not the government, the High Command. And this is a typical thing in India. There's a High Command as if it's a military operation. It's not democracy. The Chief Minister or the leader is imposed by the government, by the president of the party. Here it's not party, it has changed now. But they appointed a Dalit. Dalit and Sikh. This is contradictory because Sikh religion does not envisage any Dalits. But anyway, Dalits constitute 32% of the population. So by appointing a Dalit as a Chief Minister, Congress thinks that they can get all the 32% votes. But they forgot that the Akali Dal had already announced that their Deputy Chief Minister would be Dalit, and they have signed an agreement with Mayawati's Bahujan Samaj Party. BJP has also declared that their CM would be from Dalit community. Aam Aadmi Party under Arvind Kejriwal has also announced that the Dalit would be the Deputy Chief Minister. But Congress outsmarted them, announced Chennai. Now it's a message to all the parties that the Dalits would be given import position if the government comes to power in the election due next year. Now, this is a typical problem. Whether a person is important or not, whether party members want it or not, they impose. And that's why there is dissension. It's not a popular elected leader. And this is negation of democracy. Now, they say that this is the High Command from Punjab warning them. People have sent the messages. Don't appoint Dalit. Now, ministers do not enthuse the Dalit Union, which is an election stunt. I told you that Dalits form 32% of the population, but there are OBCs as well, which form 31.3%. So total is 63.2%. Do you mean to say 63% people are going to vote simply because a non-entity has become the Chief Minister? No, it's not. And the beauty is that it's an election stunt. Now, as I said earlier, he's a Sikh. And in Sikhism, Dalit is not something because all are equal. There's a concept or a tradition in Sikhism of Amrit Chakna, taking of naked. It's like baptism. Now, after you go baptism, your brothers, you eat from the same utensils. If Dalits are recognized, then they will not be eating from the same utensil. So, this is something only a show or a stunt which is not going to be accepted. But the point is he competent? If you remember, he is a defector. On one occasion, he came as independent, then he joined Akali Dal, then he joined this government. And a person who is not a Congress leader right from the beginning, but has been in different parties and changing them because of selfish reasons, can you depend on such a person? And then that causes heart-burning in the hearts of others. He was leader of opposition from 2015 to 2016. And he was among the section of the Punjab Congress MLAs who put pressure to change Amrinder. Then interestingly, are you aware that he is also guilty of writing a sexually explicit memo to a IS officer in 2018? This case resurfaced this May when Punjab Women's Commission sent a notice to the Chief Secretary asking action. And then this man is a more highly educated. He is MBA, he is an MA, he is a lawyer, but he is a believer in astrology, and in 2017, on the advice of astrologers, he illegally constructed a road from a park outside his official residence in Chandigarh. Naturally, Chandigarh administration did not like it, and within hours the road was removed, destroyed by the Chandigarh administration. Possibly, if you look at the intelligence report about this man, he has a record of contesting against Congress as independent candidate right from 2007. As I said, he was with the Kalis, he was independent, a number of them. Then like Mayawati, another Dalit leader, he is very fond of elephants. He reportedly rode an elephant on the lawns of his house in Kharad, which is quite an hour's journey from Chandigarh. And the images of this elephantine act went viral and many were not amused, and the leaders, but he was amused. Now this shifting, especially when the incumbent was just 4 months away from the new election, sent wrong messages. And the two other chief ministers are now shivering in the pants because they are facing the same dissidents. So the Congress, in fact, has cut its nose to spite its face. Now, before I come to what has happened to Congress, let me tell you that this process of appointing chief ministers, like BJP did in Gujarat, is something specific to India, where Indians take pride of calling it the greatest democracy, but it is oligarchy. Families, 3 or 4 families, control. Luckily, the Prime Minister this time in India is not family representative. He doesn't go in with that, but otherwise, you look anywhere, is a couple of families stranglehold. And that's a problem. Now, let's come to the Indian National Congress. Is Indian National Congress the same as it was? No. In a house where India reigns supreme, it's like the white godmother and the black and the brown footlickers. But the fault lies not with anybody, but only those who do not want to bury or cremate the old Congress, which is thinking now. The exit of Amrinder Billy proves beyond any shadow of doubt that Congress is no longer a place for capable people. It is a place run by two persons, or three persons, the holy trinity of the mother, the son, and the daughter. Footlickers, backbiters, blind followers, they rule supreme. When I received a call from Amrinder about his developments, I told him that he should resign. But I gave a private. I said, as an incumbent Prime Minister, Chief Minister, you have a right to advise a governor to call for a new election, a general election. So you should do that. In interim, you would be a caretaker, Chief Minister, and let the public decide whether somebody else should replace you or not. But he said, no, I don't want to do it. That's up to him. As a matter of fact, each passing day shows that Congress changed. There's a comment by Prashant Party that Mother Congress is run by Duo as a private limited company. And he has repeated what I just said, that he had sent illicit message. Well, Prashant, it's not duo, it's a trio. I call it the holy trinity of the mom, the son, and the daughter. Anyway, thank you. You are right. Now, the first difference in the old Congress and new Congress is that earlier, when the complaints used to come, the governance was not outsourced. Here, the governance has been outsourced. There, at least a consultation would be there. And Singh is a Congress veteran who has not only won Punjab for the party, but is nationally respected as a nationalist. So, the Congress leadership this time has not bothered for the routine of having established. And then there's a contradiction. The same dissension was in Rajasthan, where Gehlot was being rebelled against by Scindia. Sorry, not Scindia, by Pilot, Sachin Pilot. There the government stood, the High Command stood firm, and they did not take the CM. But here, another turncoat, a guy from BJP, Navjot Sidhu, comes in, who has supposedly links with Imran Khan and General Bajwa. And at his say-so, the High Command has removed Amrinder. So that's one difference, the change in perceptions. The second difference is the way dissidence happens. All chief ministers would have dissidents. There are people who always oppose, who are waiting in the side with a knife sharpened. This has not happened this time. Navjot Sidhu brags about his access to Priyanka Gandhi and to Rahul Gandhi, and he uses this proximity to her to convince members, other members, that he is the leader of the future and he is going to be chief minister. Never before in 40 years or so of my political life I have seen the central leadership so willing to take sides in internal battle. This was not the Congress as was, but this is what Congress has become now. The third difference. All Congress presidents have said that the chief minister had wants the generals, but it was always done face to face or through a trusted aide. The outgoing chief minister was told that the party has no ill will and it would find him something else to do. This time it has not happened. What they would do is take the chief minister to a center, make him a governor or something like that. But here, the central leadership was encouraging MLAs to write to the leaders complaint against him. Suddenly, one night, a meeting of the legislative party is called, and the next day, CM is left wondering. So someone gleefully tweeted about this clandestine meeting, and the press was told through leaks. The CM came to know about it. It has never happened before. This time Amrinder has been thrown out. through a conspiracy and subterfuge. And that's why when Amrinder called Sonia at 10 a.m. and said he was resigning because he could not be humiliated, he was resetting. Now, the fourth difference, as I said, when the CM is removed, you do not search for some bogus legitimacy. Narendra Modi removed Vijay Rupani as Chief Minister of Gujarat, but he did not bother to give the excuse. Sonia has acted against congressmen in the past. There was no excuse. But Congress apologists are now coming to give excuses. How come 78 MPs attended the meeting of the Legislative Party of Punjab? That was to create a milieu against the incumbent chief minister of their own party. Otherwise, MPs have no right to attend the legislative party's meeting. So this is a dodgy legitimacy for a decision which has gone wrong. The fifth and the crucial difference is that the Congress leadership operates through stealth and conspiracy. It needs bogus legitimacy. And this is because the leadership of the Central Congress is itself not legitimate. Priyanka Gandhi is General Secretary in charge of UP. She has no local stand-eye on Punjab. Rahul Gandhi resigned as Congress President long back. But both signals are today because they happen to be son and daughter. Unlike the mother, who led the Congress into 2 electoral victories, neither Priyanka nor Rahul have any credit of being proud of. The major shift is that the Congress leaders till now were always bothered about the legitimacy. You remember in 1991, on the basis of majority, Rajiv could have become the Prime Minister, which he refused and opted to go in for an election. You see, another difference is that Sonia has always preached patience. When Jyotiraj Scindia wanted to be Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, he was told to wait because Kamal Nath was much older. Sachin Pilot was told the same thing. But nobody asked Sidhu to wait. Instead, they spread the word that Amrinder, the same age as Kamal Nath, was too old to do the job. And seventh difference, Sonia Gandhi has always believed in the idea of India. Let's be very correct. Despite all the objections, she has correctly regarded congressmen who switched to BJP as betrayers. But this time Sidhu was from BJP and the new chief minister is from Akali Dal. How come that idea of loyalty has been given goodbye to? Now what will be the effect? There will be ripple effect. Jyotiraj Scindia, Jitan Prasad, Sushmita Dev and Priyanka Chaturvedi already left Congress. They were the good leaders. Now when the Chief Minister of Punjab goes, Gallert is trembling, and that's why the first tweet by his OSD officer on special duty was criticizing this action of the government. Punjab governments are going to increase dissensions in other states. So this self-inflicted injury is going to reflect badly. And there's a G3 group which wants elections of the Congress president. Now they are criticizing it. A former AICC office secretary said that the rebellion by Amrinder, now he can leave near the elections and set up his own party. Another leader said that he felt sorry for the party because the party has cut its own feet. Another leader said the Punjab gamble is huge considering the Congress lost the state. That if the Congress lost in 22, it would be difficult for the party to recover for 2024 elections, Lok Sabha elections. Kapil Sibhu says this is wrong, changing guards. Uttarakhand, Gujarat, Punjab. And then the foreign minister Ashwini Kumar, Congress minister, he says Hopefully, this has been bad because Amrinder is the most trusted leader. Same is the view of former Union Minister Salman Khurshid. So, the ripple effect would be that in the three provinces where Congress is in power, they might suffer. Most especially Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. Already the Deputy Chief Minister there says that the CM should be 2.5 years, 2.5 years. So they should be second CM now. So saga of the senior leaders leaving Congress began in 2014. And this will continue now. Unfortunately, the UPA rule was there that the people who quit party and join BJP would not be come back. But here, what do? You welcome them. This happening in Punjab is a clear show of moral decadence, political lunacy. Let me call the words by the proper names. It's not an act of mistake. It's not a blunder. It's an act of lunacy. It's a suicidal act for Congress, and it sends a wrong notion. And Amrinder was very concerned with the national security. And now that concept of national security is going to be given goodbye. So the main thing, Congress has changed beyond recognition. B, the Punjab is going to ferment because of the machinations of Pakistan. C, the divide between the communities is going to increase. There was a very stupid remark by one of the hopefuls when she said, Ambika Soni, that in Punjab the Chief Minister must be sick. Why? And I would appreciate, normally I don't appreciate the religious leaders, but the head Jathedar of Akal Takht said, why is sick? Let it be an honest man. That was the first sensible thing I heard. Why sick? A leader should be a good leader rather than being a sick. And why Dalit? I have no objection to a Dalit, provided he or she is not guilty. But this man is guilty of a crime. And you make a criminal a chief minister. Now, do you think any government would be able to take action against the incumbent chief minister in India or in Punjab? No way. This moral decadence, unethical, is only a sign of impending danger to the polity and society and the culture of the country. I pity the decision makers and I pity the state of Punjab, which is going to suffer because of the lunatic act of removing an honest chief minister through machinations, conspiracies, and dishonesty. Thank you.